Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, Becoming Steve Jobs, a creation by Brent Schlender and Rick Tetzeli. Becoming Steve Jobs, published in 2015, presents a comprehensive account of the life and accomplishments of this extraordinary tech visionary. These insights delve into the origins of Apple, trace Jobs' personal growth, delve into his initial triumphs and setbacks, and demonstrate how his determination and creativity led to groundbreaking inventions like the iPhone. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Brent Schlender has been a journalist for both the Wall Street Journal and Fortune for more than 20 years, specializing in covering Steve Jobs. He has conducted numerous interviews with Jobs and is regarded as one of the primary chroniclers of the personal computer revolution. Rick Tetzeli is an experienced technology writer with over 2 decades of experience in the field. He currently holds the position of executive director at Fast Company and has previously served as editor of Entertainment Weekly and deputy editor of Fortune. With 10 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book on StoryPlanet.net. To start, this text is inviting the reader to learn about the inspiring story of a true innovator in the tech industry. This text introduces Steve Jobs as a legendary figure in the tech industry who was both admired and criticized for his leadership style. It mentions his role as the CEO of Apple and his creation of iconic products like the iPhone. It promises to tell the story of how Jobs became the person he is known as today, including details about Apple's name, Jobs' connection to Pixar, and his production of innovative products during his battle with illness. Key idea. Number 1. Steve Jobs showed an early talent for technology. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 and was put up for adoption by his biological mother. He was adopted by a working-class couple who fostered his interest in technology. Jobs was exceptionally smart and skipped a grade in school. He met Stephen Wozniak in 1969, and together they founded Apple. They started by building computers in Jobs' parents' garage and named the company Apple. Key idea number 2. Apple quickly released a second computer, leading to rapid growth and the company becoming one of the fastest-growing startups ever. In the early stages of Apple, Jobs and Wozniak sold a dozen Apple I computers every few weeks, but needed more capital. They secured funding from an angel investor and hired a professional CEO. They then focused on building the Apple II, which became a retail success and led to rapid sales growth for the company. However, there were underlying issues not yet discussed. Key idea number 3. Jobs' forced exile was the outcome of a number of product failures. In the late 1970s, Jobs dedicated himself fully to his career, leading to financial success when Apple went public. However, he isolated himself from early contributors and grew apart from his partner, Wozniak. Apple's product releases, such as the Apple III, Lisa, and Macintosh, were unsuccessful and caused trouble for Jobs. In 1985, he was forced to leave his own company. Despite this setback, Jobs remained determined to create the next breakthrough product. Key idea number 4. After his departure from Apple, Steve Jobs faced challenges in his attempts to revolutionize technology. After being forced out of Apple, Steve Jobs founded Next in 1985 with the goal of creating innovative products. However, the first computer the company released was too expensive for its target market, leading to its failure. Jobs was driven by innovation, but often overlooked practical considerations. Meanwhile, Jobs also became the major owner of Pixar, a computer subdivision of Lucasfilm known for its high-tier 3D image manipulation software. Ultimately, it would be his experience at Pixar that would bring him back to Apple. Key idea number 5. In the 1990s, Microsoft was dominant in the computer industry. However, Steve Jobs found renewed inspiration from his success at Pixar. In the 1990s, Bill Gates and Microsoft dominated the tech industry while Apple and Next struggled. Microsoft's operating system, Windows, became the industry standard, leading to Gates' immense wealth. Gates focused on reliability and gradual improvements, while Jobs aimed for aesthetic beauty and innovation. However, Jobs gained new confidence and experience through the success of Pixar and the film Toy Story. This taught him about good management and allowed him to foster creativity in his employees. Key idea number 6. Steve Jobs came back to Apple in 1997 and successfully turned the company around. In the mid-1990s, Jobs was struggling with his company Next. Apple was also in a crisis, losing money and lacking promising products. Apple acquired Next in 1996, bringing Jobs back to Apple. Jobs worked to establish Apple as a leader in the computer industry, starting with the ousting of the CEO and taking over the reins himself. Indecision initially plagued Jobs, but by 2000, Apple was producing innovative products like the iMac and Power Mac, bringing the company back to profitability. Key idea number 7. Apple's success in the mass market was achieved through the introduction of iTunes and the iPod. Jobs transformed Apple by trimming the company down, focusing on 4 basic products and launching iTunes and the iPod. This led to the development of a mass-market MP3 player that was user-friendly and popular. The addition of the iTunes Music Store further boosted sales and gave users a legal and simple option for buying music. This success helped Apple make a comeback. Key idea number 8. Despite Steve Jobs battling cancer, Apple's success continued to rise. In 2003, Steve Jobs was diagnosed with a pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor, which he initially treated with an augmented diet but eventually required surgery in 2004 to remove the tumor. During this time, Apple continued to experience success with the sales of iTunes and iPods. In 2004 alone, the company sold 4.4 million iPods and saw a dramatic increase in net income. Jobs returned to the office with a drive to innovate, leading to the development of the revolutionary iPhone. Key idea number 9. The iPhone revolutionized technology with its release. The iPhone was the first true smartphone with a full-sized touchscreen and no built-in keyboard. Apple had been experimenting with touchscreen technology since 2002, and the iPhone combined the functionality of a phone, iPod, and computer. Initially, there were few apps available, but Apple's release of a software developer kit allowed anyone to create apps, making the iPhone versatile. Since its release in 2007, over 500 million iPhones have been sold, making it the most successful consumer electronics product in history. Key idea number 10. Steve Jobs' final accomplishments included the creation of the iPad and the MacBook Air. Apple CEO Steve Jobs' health declined due to his ongoing battle with cancer, but he remained dedicated to the company and continued to release innovative products like the MacBook Air and iPad. Jobs unveiled the iPad while visibly ill, demonstrating its user-friendly features. Despite a liver transplant in 2009, Jobs passed away on October 5, 2011. His funeral services were elaborate, and his colleague Tim Cook succeeded him as CEO, carrying on Jobs' legacy of growth, creativity, and innovation. In conclusion, Steve Jobs was a successful and innovative visionary who co-founded Apple. Despite being impulsive and difficult, he inspired millions with his dreams and trailblazing ideas in the world of technology. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on StoryPlanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on StoryPlanet.net.